Good morning, everybody. Hey, 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 it's Tuesday. Go and fucking vote. If you haven't done the vote early thing already, today's the day. Go vote. Choice is clear. Very clear on the national level. Your state level, very clear. All you have to do is do your research. And the choices are clear. Your local levels, pretty damn clear. So I think if you don't go vote, you're part of the problem. I don't care which side you're voting for. If you don't vote, you're part of the problem. All right, that being said, some people will say, well, I can't get away from work. You know, the government has made it so easy for you to vote. So easy, as a matter of fact, that you can have other people vote for you while you're dead. Just kidding. You can vote early. You can vote by mail, which shouldn't be allowed, but you can vote early. So there's no excuse not to vote. None. None whatsoever. I don't know how many millions of people in this country vote and have no friggin' clue what the issues are, no friggin' clue who they're voting for and what those people stand for. Well, I just like it because it's a woman's turn to be president. It's a woman's turn. No. There's no taking turns. Hillary Clinton thought it was her turn to be president. It wasn't. The people said differently in 2016. It was her turn. Nah. There's no taking turns when it comes to our elected leaders. The only turns I want to see are term limits. That's all I want to see. There should be term limits for everyone in Washington. Every elected position should have term limits. And that should even extend to the state level. All states. But all states would have to agree to that. So every state would have to essentially put that on their constitution by themselves. So, but all it'll take is a constitutional amendment that'll take a it'll take what, 2/3 of the states? 2/3 of the states to rectify a constitutional convention. To vote for and rectify the Constitution for term limits for senators and representatives. We'll have to rectify that situation. It'll have to be done through a constitutional amendment, and we have to have a meeting of 2/3 of the state for that to take place. But I will, I got up late today, actually early for me, but late. It's 10 o'clock when I got up. This time change really throwing me off. I'm going to, I took my pain pills. I got a cup of coffee. And we're going to hop. I got to go to Riceville, which is east of me, to go vote. But then I got to go west of me to Osage, which is 12 miles the other way, 12 miles that way to Rice Road, and 12 miles the other way to Osage. So I got to go 12, 24, another 12, come home, wasting gas just so I have to go to the courthouse. I have a check I have to give them every month. So I could send it in, which I did when I was laid up for, what was it, a year. I was laid up with those surgeries. I could send it in to them. But see, when I did that, I want a receipt. I want a receipt every time I pay them some money. So I had to send them a self-addressed stamp envelope. So they'll send me the receipt. And they did. But my Dollar General store, my hardware store, a lot of stuff that I go to, courthouse is in Osage, the other direction. So, okay. Did I say this before? Vote, you fucking slugs. If you haven't gone out and vote, vote. You can't drive. You don't have mass transportation. You don't live in a city where you can use the subway or the rail or whatever the hell, tram, whatever. You don't know anybody. You don't have a neighbor that come pick you up, take you to the polls. Don't make excuses. You make excuses, you don't vote, you don't get a fucking right to complain. For the next 4 years, you complain, I get to punch you in the fucking mouth. Vote. It's not only your duty, your civic responsibility, it's one of the greatest gifts that has been given to man by other men on his earth. You get a chance to choose who leads you, which direction this country goes for the next 4 years. That's a gift. There are people all over the world who do not get that right. I look away, I shake my head, because there are people out there that are going, I don't have time. I can't do this. You know, if you can't get away on this day, you can vote by mail, right? You can vote early. And if you don't do that, you're just a lazy ass. Just a lazy communist ass. If you don't go and vote, you're a dick. I think, my opinion, that election day should be a day free from work. It should be a national holiday. Not a holiday, a national work day. Let's put it like that. No business, none, no business, not even government should be running on the day you go vote. Everything should be shut down. Every fucking thing in this country should be shut down. It's a national holiday so that you can vote. So there's no excuses. You make a day for butterflies. You make a day for people who are dead. So we can, Dead President's Day. President's Day is a national holiday. Why? Why? Why is President's Day a national holiday? Bullshit. Banks are closed. Any government facility is closed down. Banks are closed. Post office. And those aren't government facilities. But the government facilities are closed down too. State and federal. Why? You don't consider voting as important as a day to remember your dead fucking presidents? Who gives a rat's ass? Yes, were there some great men that were, but Gary, there were some great men that were president. No shit. There's some great men that died in wars and nobody even fucking knows their name. So shut up. God. Just that's asinine to even suggest that. Why do we have religious holidays that are national holidays? They're religious holidays. Separation of church and state, that kind of thing. Christmas. Why do people have Christmas off? Well, Gary, that was the birthday of Christ. No, it wasn't. You're stupid if you believe that. You're very stupid if you believe that. Prove to me where it says that December 25th was the birthday of Jesus Christ. Prove that to me. Show me in writing where it says that. And scientifically authenticated. The shepherds were still in their fields. It wouldn't have happened in December in Israel. It would not have happened. But you still won't believe it. All right. Anyway, vote. Vote today. If you have not voted early, you have not voted by mail, you have not voted because you're dead, vote. Because you're going to anyway. If you're dead, you're going to vote. You're going to vote Democratic today. Kidding. I'm kidding. Go out and vote today. All right. Got to look at something here. I got a friggin' package. Real light. Kind of weird. It's got a top on it. I can feel that. I don't know. It's got a name. I don't know who this is or where they're from. It's real close to JG, but it's not JG. I know. But I have his real name and address. All right. And the first name is really throwing me off. Mark. I don't know Mark. I know a lot of people. I got them written down in my... I have them written down in my spreadsheet. You see how many spreadsheets I got? I got a lot of them. That's how big my spreadsheet is. See, more and more and more and more. Yeah, that's what I do. I write them down. So I got them. This one I don't have. So, I mean, I even cross-reference this with cross-reference that spreadsheet with the town. I cross-referenced state. I did get a state. Okay, got a hit on the state. The town I didn't get a hit on, or the street address I did not get a hit on, and I did not get a hit on the name. So what we are going to do is, it says China Post back over here. So I don't know what the hell this is. You know, I did order something from a Chinese company. One thing, I just can't be it. It's about the right size, and it could be in there. But this just tells me then that this is a drop shipper. That's what this is. This is a drop shipper making money on YouTube. That's what he's doing. Or making money on Amazon, because that's what he's doing. Now I think I know what it is, but I don't know for sure. It's awful light to be what I think it is, but it could be. So let's open it up. I'll do a little cutting here. And if this came from China, it's awful, awful pissy packaging, in my opinion. Awful, piss poor packaging. All right, what do we got here? A little more tape. So it looks like it came from China. It went to this person, and then this person sent it to me. That's what it looks like, but I'm not really sure. But if it's what I think it is, you may get a real kick out of it, seeing this. Well, some of you will get a kick out of it. Some of you won't. Some of you won't. That's violent. Yeah, that's what it is, I think. Yeah. There's one. There's two of them. I'll bet there's four. Yeah. There you go. Four of them right there. So I know what they are then. All right, we got to move this over. Out of the way. Move that over. Get this goddamn package out of the way. You guys are going to love these. You guys are going to love these. These are Christmas gifts, actually. And if you have a combat veteran in your life, they will probably love something like this. I saw them advertised on Facebook. And you know about shit advertised on Facebook. You just don't buy it, but some things are just too funny not to. Some things are just too funny not to. All right, throw that over there. Yep, that's what it is. I'll show you here in a second. Where's my blasting cap at? God damn it. They put tape in there. Well, you get fucking junk. And I ordered it and I got junk. So, all right. What I get is a little bit of wire like this. You get some wire. You get 2 pieces of double-sided sticky tape. And you get this. Anybody in the military know what that is? It's a claymore. But it even says, you see that little word on there? It says inert. All right, you see the holes up here? That's where the blasting caps are supposed to go. Right there, that's where the blasting cap's supposed to go. But you know what? I don't have any blasting caps. There's nothing that looks like a blasting cap in here. So, what you have to do is just stick this in there to make it look like there's a blasting cap on the end. Like that. Which is stupid because blasting cap generally sticks out a quarter of an inch or so. But it is funny if you want to put this by your doorbell and then put this underneath your doorbell and somebody comes up to ring your doorbell and that's on it, or that way or this way. Go to ring your doorbell and they go, where the hell is that? I don't think I want to be here. I wouldn't want to be here. See, most civilians wouldn't know what the hell this is, but I thought it was funny. It's a funny joke. Now, if the sheriff or somebody came to your door, might not be, your local sheriff might not find that funny. If your local sheriff was a vet and they even know what a claymore is. But I got 3 more, and these are for veteran friends. My youngest daughter's boyfriend is an Iraqi vet. He's an MP. He did route recon, route security, and that kind of thing. So yeah, he's seen some shit. So he's going to get one of these for Christmas. Don't know how he's going to take it. I think he'll probably take it okay. I think he'll probably take it okay. And see, what I'll do with this is I'll take this wire and I'll take a little bit of silicone and I'll silicone that wire into the top right here. And just because it's going to be out in the rain, I'll put a little silicone in this side. And then I'll take and wire this under a fake doorbell. They have a real doorbell out there and a fake doorbell. It was a real one at one time, but we took the inside part of the doorbell here down because it was acting up. And so the doorbell switch is still out there. So I'll just run this up. I'll just poke it up underneath of there. And I'll put this right about chest high. So the doorbell's down here by your waist. I'll just run this up here, chest high, head high, and chest, middle torso high, chest high, anyway. And see, there's supposed to be a notch in here and a little post, and that's how you aim them. And there's supposed to be a little bipod here, a little bipod here that folds up and goes together underneath. That's how you stick them in the ground, and then you can adjust them like this and aim them. If you never got to play with live claymores, you actually are missing out on one of the world's, or I won't just say claymores, but any kind of explosives whatsoever. If you never got to play with them, any kind of explosives, because you're a civilian and you didn't go into the military and do anything that way, and you didn't get to play with explosives, you're missing out on a whole bunch of fun. Really are. You're missing out on a bunch of fun. And this is the wrong kind of wire, but hey, you know, it is what it is. I wondered what this was. I didn't recognize the name. So it's the guy who's making money off of drop shipping shit from Amazon. All right, so I gave him a little money, and we're going to have some fun with those. It's and see, it's even got a goddamn QR code on there and everything. But that's Chinese, China crap. But yeah, it's funny. I think I paid $10 a piece, but they're funny. So I'm gonna give them to my military friends that deserve to have one. That see the humor in the situation. Let's put it that way. They're fun. Explosives are fun. If I actually wanted to, well, I guess I could. The hole is way too small. See that hole right there for the blasting cap? That's way too small in diameter for a blasting cap. Blasting cap's got a bigger diameter. And there is no explosive in this. It's hollow plastic piece of shit. But it's kind of neat that they got two-sided tape so you can put a piece on the back and stick it to your door or stick it to the side of your house. by the doorbell. By the doorbell switch. It's not hooked up or anything. It's just underneath there. So actually, if you had a Ring camera doorbell, that would be kind of funny to look at people's reactions when they come up to ring your doorbell up to the door. It would be kind of funny. And if you know anything about claymores, this is way too light. You can tell it's hollow. You can tell it's hollow, but it's just funny. I just thought it was a great visual, practical gift. You know, if I really wanted to, I could take a Dremel tool and cut off front of this thing. I could pack this full of BBs and tannerites. Oh, there's ways to make this deadly if I wanted to. There are ways to do it, but it's a funny little practical gift. So practical joke gift, I guess. So that's what we got. That was interesting. I kind of figured that's what it was. I didn't know. I have something else made of plastic also coming from one of the people in our community, but that hasn't shown up yet. And I think maybe I haven't requested it to show up yet. I have to go on his website and check it out. But, that's weird. That's just the weirdest box in the world. Oh, I see how we're supposed to open up. Never mind. Well, it's kind of fun. All right, so Christmas gifts are just about done for my daughters and wife and significant others. I have Durban 3-coin bells and 2-coin angel bells for my daughters. Each one of them gets one apiece. They also get a Hillbilly custom pen. One son-in-law gets a custom pen. One boyfriend gets a custom pen. All three of the daughters get a angel bell, a 2-coin bell. Both of the significant others, and I got to order them yet, from Durban, will get a bike bell, which is a small bell you can put on a bike actually, if you wanted to, you could put it on a collar of a dog, but it's called a bike bell for a reason, because they go on a bike. One rides motorcycle, one rides bicycle, so they'll both get a bike bell. And then, I'm still looking at gag stuff you can put in stockings and, little stuff like these claymores, kind of like that. Stuff that people will appreciate. I don't get them too much junk like this plastic stuff here, but the pens and the bells and that kind of stuff are something that should be treasured for life. I don't know. I have a couple bells of my own in a stuff box, and I have a copper stuff box and a copper bell coming. Like a guy down here in Shenandoah, Iowa. I know he doesn't want me to say his name, but Ron, he collects the bells also, and I won't say I'm a collector, but I've already given my wife 3-coin bell and a angel bell. She already has one, so she doesn't get one for Christmas. You only get one in your life. That's all I'm giving you. So I got 3 daughters. They all have one up here. Get a package. And I let them pick their bells already because there's different handles, different designs. And so they got to pick what they wanted already. So they know what they're getting. And then the SOs or the significant others, they don't know what they're getting because they didn't get to pick. I'm just giving them this shit. So that's 4 of each that I bought so far. Then I have a Canadian coin, 3-coin bell with a maple leaf 925 silver handle on it. It's got a maple leaf picture, enamel picture on it. So I have that one already, and I bought another one, slightly different handle, but with a maple leaf on it. And it's a 3 Canadian coin bell. So I bought that one. That one's coming. I have my miner's bell, the one that shows a pickaxe and shovel and the chain and the bucket going all the way down into the well or into the mine. And I have one that nobody wanted. It was a 925 silver handle, but it shows a thing of pine trees with a road coming through it. I thought somebody would want that one. It's nice. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 large 3-coin bells that are here. One coming, so that's 8 3-coin bells. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I did win. My wife has one. My 3 daughters have those 3 up there. Plus, I did win one on a giveaway. And Joe Durbin does it every once in a while. I'll give one of the 2-coin bells away on the giveaway because they're made out of 40% silver coins, and they don't cost near as much as the 3-coin 90%ers with the silver handles. So, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 of the small bells so far. Angel bells. And I'll have a copper and a I have the snuff box also. And so I'll have a copper snuff box and a copper bell. And I think, I don't know, maybe that's about all the bells and stuff I'll get. Because my mom's dead, otherwise she'd get one. I think I'll give one to my mother-in-law. My father-in-law's an Army vet, but he's like my stepdad. My stepdad was an airplane mechanic back between Korea and Vietnam. So he's not a combat vet, and same as my stepdad. Between Korea and Vietnam, and he was a mechanic, and he didn't see any combat either. So neither one of them know even what a claymore mine is. So he won't get one of those, but most of the newer combat vets are guys that have been in combat arms, infantry or engineers or special forces or rangers or those kind of people would know what they are and would appreciate getting them. So yeah, that's about it. Hi, Snoopy. Oh, you like my turkey? Snoopy, I hate to tell you, there is a story behind that turkey. That, if you look, and maybe I'll take camera over there one of these days when I stream from my phone, but that is a 5 bearded turkey. There are 5 separate beard roots on that turkey, knots. You have to feel them, but the knots are there. So they're not all growing from one root knot. Anyway, when you go and register that turkey with the National Wild Turkey Federation or with the Iowa Conservation Commission, you have to measure beard length, you have to measure spur length, and then you have a weight also. And that all has to be certified. Well, the beard length was witnessed and measured, double checked by a taxidermist. The spur length was measured, double checked by the taxidermist. The weight, I knew what the weight was, but it was already dead for 5 hours before we took it to the taxidermist. So the weight was off. So they say your turkey can only weigh 21 pounds if you didn't get the weight correct, like we didn't, because it was just too old. And I believe it was a 22 point some pound turkey, but we could only register it as a 21 pounder. So we did that. Not a big deal. But there are 36 inches of beard on that turkey. If you measure one beard, add the next beard, add the next beard, add the next beard, there's like 36 inches of beard on that turkey. The spurs are 1 1/8, or 1/8, 2/16. And the weight of 21 pounds. It actually was the 125th largest non-typical on the National Wild Turkey Federation's list. And it was the, I don't know, 25th largest non-typical on the Iowa DNR's list. I'd have to look again because it changes every year, because there are other turkeys killed, other turkeys registered. But this one, I have a letter from the National Wild Turkey Federation up here congratulating me. I have a plaque over here. I have a turkey over there, and I have another letter up there. And I guess I could take them off the wall and show you, but that turkey is special. I've seen 2 and 3 bearded turkeys. Never seen a 5 bearded turkey before. And there were 3 of us hunting that day. 2 guys had never been turkey hunting before, and myself. And I was calling, 1 guy with a bow and 2 of us with shotguns. The guy with the bow almost shot the turkey, but because he was like within 20 yards. And the other 2 are around on the sides. I was over here calling. So that turkey would have been horizontal from me. This guy would have been vertical to it. 20 yards, 25 yards, he had a shot. All he had to do was just wait for that turkey to turn. It was about like this. And if it had turned, he would have put an arrow right up its ass and killed it. Whether you like that shot or not, it's a certain kill shot on any animal, don't care. And it's a big target on a turkey because the tail's up and fanned out. That asshole is that big looking at you. So what happened was, as the turkey was turning this way, the guy over here already had his gun up. When that turkey turned and looked at him, he shot, which this guy didn't shoot then. And there were 2 turkeys there, 2 toms. Guy shot this one and missed. The turkey took off flying. I shot as soon as he shot. I killed this one, dead. I mean, it was dead right there. And as that other turkey was flying over and it ran toward this guy, ran and flew over top of his head. I said, shoot, shoot. He wasn't going to shoot because it was flying. Hell, you can kill him flying just as well as you can get him on the ground. So he shot and he brought it down. So he must have either hit that turkey really good in the head, or the turkey was already injured. And It wasn't injured enough that it couldn't run because turkeys have to run to take off, and it wasn't injured enough to where it couldn't fly, so none of the wing bones were broke. I don't know. It might not have been injured. He might have missed it completely that first shot, but he did kill it the second one. So I got a turkey. He got a turkey. The guy with the bow didn't get a turkey, and he should have been the first one that killed one. Sean should have had a turkey, but what was the other guy's name? Jordan. Jordan was the one that got excited and shot and blew the setup for Sean. It was a perfect setup. I was calling. We saw them turkeys across the field coming through the woods. They came all the way down along the edge of that field, right over to our decoys, right over to that wood pile where Sean was standing behind. It was great. It was perfect. But that turkey, and there's another one in the other room. I have a hen turkey over there. And you can shoot, you're allowed to shoot a hen in the spring if it's got a visible beard on it. I have a hen over there that's got a 6-inch beard on her. I've seen one other one that has a beard that long. I've seen other hen turkeys that have the little cigar butts just sticking out of their breast feathers, but I won't shoot them. I consider them a Jake turkey, like a regular male Jake. I won't shoot them if I can't. You know, I've shot probably 5 Jakes, but you're down to the last day, down to the last hours that you can hunt. You shoot a turkey, you shoot a Jake if one comes in. So I have shot Jakes. I have a board outside with a mount outside with short turkey beards on. So I've got some that are 8 inches on that beard also, or on that board also with my Jake beards. But to get on a tom board, they got to be over 10 inches long. I have one that's full. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other big ones out there that I have on single mounts. There's this one. I think I counted. I count over the years. I think I started hunting turkeys in 1990. Let me get this right. 97, 96, 97. So 96 to 2006 to 2016 to 2026 would be 30 years. I'd been hunting turkeys, and I've killed 33, I think, turkeys. One that made the record books, and this bearded hen in here, I never even registered her. So I guess I could, but I don't have a weight on her, and she wouldn't have any spurs. She would just have the beard. So she wouldn't score very high, so I didn't score her, but I did get her mounted. And it cost me what? It cost me $650 to get them mounted back then. Betting they probably cost a little more than that now. I don't know. And the cranky man is here. How you doing? And Mr. and Mrs. West Texas Stacker. Jive turkey, yeah. They're thick in Oregon now. Well, they're thick in Iowa now. We never even used to have wild turkey here until what did we do? We traded deer for turkeys. I think the turkeys came from Georgia. Might have been. I know when we had enough turkeys, we traded turkeys for otters because otters had been exterminated in this state also. And now we have a viable population to where they're a nuisance again. That's why our forefathers exterminated them, because they were a pain in the ass. If you don't know anything about otters, they like to eat oysters and clams and fish. And they will clean out a stream bed for miles because they travel in family groups for miles up and down riverbanks, um, eating all the clams. And they eat all of the game fish. If they have to, there's nothing left, they will eat rough fish, but they don't like to eat rough fish. And they were sold to the public by saying that, oh, them otters, they'll eat rough fish. Yeah, they'll eat carp and they'll eat suckers. No, they won't. If you had the choice between eating bass and trout or eating sucker and carp, which would you rather eat? Seriously, which would you rather eat? Carp are no different than you when it comes to taste. So yeah, now carp are a problem, especially for the fish hatcheries and people who have private ponds. Once an otter finds that, and um, you're going to have problems because they'll keep coming back and keep coming back until the fish are all gone. Just the way it is. I used to have, in this little river that runs through my property right here, or my father-in-law's property, um, there's a little river that runs through there. It's not very far. It starts up by Austin, Minnesota, east of Austin, Minnesota, which is about another 10 miles up the road, 15 miles up the road. Starts up there. It runs into the Big Cedar River, because this is a little cedar. It runs into the Big Cedar River down here in Nashville, which is about 50 miles away. So there's all about 70, 75 miles of river there. That's it. That's all that river runs. It's a small river. Floods frequently. But I have one bass outside, a 21-inch smallmouth bass that I caught on this river right down here. You will be hard pressed, and that was back in the early 2000s. Yeah, early 2000 somewhere. You will be hard pressed to find a bass in this river that's more than 5 or 6 inches long. You'll be real hard pressed to find eater size bass in that river. And by eater size, I mean 12, 13 inches. Those are eater size. Bass, when they get bigger than 15 inches, 12, 15 inches, they taste terrible, but they're a great sports fish. But yeah, the otters have cleaned out all the big bass in the river. We have suckers in the river. We still have suckers in the river. Used to have catfish. I don't know if the otters have cleaned them out or not, but otters were exterminated from this state for a reason. Our forefathers exterminated some animals from certain areas because of reasons. And they had good reasons. It's just that people nowadays, oh God, we got to bring all these animals back to these areas where they once used to be. No, you don't. Do you have to bring mastodons back? Mastodons used to roam around here. I'm sure the big saber-toothed cats did. You know, how far back do you want to go to bring back animals that were once in this state? You know, there are reasons that cougars and bears, black bears, and red wolf were exterminated from this state. This is an agricultural state. We raise livestock. That's why those things are exterminated. And now we got to bring them back. We got cougars moving in. They won't let you shoot the goddamn things. We have bears moving in from Minnesota and Wisconsin. We've had one here. I mean, within a mile of my place. I saw its ass going into a cornfield. And I'll tell you what, I fished in Wisconsin my whole life. I know what bears look like. I've had bears up to my boat within 5 feet. I've watched them on the bank. When I go dump fish guts down in the woods after cleaning fish, I've come across a sow bear and cubs, and you just stay out of her way. They come up in my cousin's yard up there in Wisconsin. I've watched them from the deck of a bar or bar diner that we used to go to up there. They have a big light in the back and feeders, and that's their big draw. You can sit there and watch bears. That's what we did. I know what bears look like, right? I know what they do, and yeah, you can coexist with black bears, but the thing with black bears is they like honey, and there are no beehives that are safe. And I raise bees. I take honey off. So I don't want a black bear around my hives. Oregon traded elk for turkeys? Yeah. I'm thinking, if we're going to bring stuff back to this state, why don't we have a herd of wild elk here? We could have in southern Iowa. It's pretty heavily forested down there. And the western part of the state is open prairie. The eastern part of the state is all river bluff because that's where the Mississippi River runs. And then right up here where I'm at, it's all farmland, intermittent trees along the rivers and the creeks. All right. So yeah, you could have elk. You could have antelope, I'm thinking. You could have moose. We've had moose that come down through Minnesota, down from Canada. They get a worm in their brain and they wander. They don't know where they're at. And as soon as they come through, someone kills them and they get fined, whatever. The bears, I know, are in northeast Iowa, not far from here, maybe 30 miles away, because there's a guy that has a commercial bee operation over there, and you're talking thousands of hives. I've actually bought bees from him. And anytime they know there's a bear in the area, him and his neighbors will hunt it down and kill it. They don't care. Now, cougars, you can kill the bears as they come down, but the cougars, the DNR says you can't shoot them. Well, they were transplanted into this state by the DNR, and they won't tell you that because it's secret. But they also transplanted timber rattlers here, like stupid fuckers they are. So now we got timber rattlers in this state also. We've always had little rattlers, masaguas, but we've never had timber rattlers until they transplanted them. And now we got them here. So you catch otters in your fish nets, they're a pain in the ass because they're mean little bastards. Yeah, and the wolves. We got to bring the wolves back. Yeah. And what they do is kill. They eat meat. They're not carrion eaters. They're fresh meat eaters. And they say wolves don't kill for fun. Well, they may not kill for fun like a wild dog pack, but they do teach their young wolves how to hunt. And yes, they kill more than they actually need. We have a hunting season for their prey. For elk, we have limits to how many can be taken. So why aren't there hunting seasons and numbers that you can take, limits that you can take on wolves? Some states have successfully gotten to where they can manage the wolf population on their own. Some states still fighting the Endangered Species Act, which was a good idea at the time, but it's been weaponized by the anti-hunting, anti-fishing, anti-fur, animal rights, stupid fuckers that we've been fighting my whole life anyway. No, I've never hunted Rio Grande turkeys. I would like to hunt. I would like to take a slam from the United States. I would like to have Eastern, Merriam, um, Rio Grandes, and Osceolas. Those are the four in the United States. And then you can go to Turkey and hunt the ocellated, or Mexico and hunt the ocellated, or Central America. And then there's, let me see, is there 5 or 6 subspecies of turkeys? I have gone out to South Dakota on the Indian reservation and hunted Merriams, which we never got one. We saw them, but we never got one. I'd love to go to Florida and hunt those down there. The Rio Grande, I didn't think I'd ever get a chance, but yeah, and the wolves, they prey on livestock. Of course they would. I mean, livestock's an easy target compared to having to run down a goddamn elk. Running down a calf, oh, much easier. And see up here in north central Iowa, when the coyotes moved back in, we had a lot of red fox here when I was a kid. A lot of red fox. And red fox went from being a nuisance animal, which the county paid a bounty on, to being a sport animal, fur bearing animal. That we have hunting seasons, trapping seasons, and no limit, but hunting is defined seasons. And then the coyotes moved in, and I don't know if they moved in or if they were brought in as deer population control, whitetail population control, because this is a farming state, and deer do a lot of damage to corn and soybeans. So they've always, and those damages get turned into insurance companies. Insurance companies pitch a fit with the DNR. All right, well, we got to do something about the deer population. So they liberalize the hunting seasons. They extend the hunting seasons, more bag limits, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that didn't do it. So I'm not sure if they brought in coyotes or not. All the coyotes did. Coyotes are scaredy cat little bastards. They will attack pets, but they eat a lot of fawns, birds, bird eggs, and they eat a lot of afterbirth from cows, anything that birds out on a pasture or range, and deer afterbirth. But if there's a fawn laying there, they're going to eat the fawn too, which they do. So, yeah, they probably had a little impact on deer populations, not as much as the impact they've had on bird populations and small game, like rabbits, partridge, pheasants, turkey. They eat a lot of eggs, man, just like raccoons. Skunks eat a lot of eggs. So, bringing the coyotes here, if they were brought here, didn't do any good. All that did was kill off the red foxes because they compete for the same food and the same denning areas. Now you see red fox around here starting to make a comeback, but the red foxes have changed their habits. They will now den in denser woods, in rock piles, and in places where coyotes can't dig them out because uh, red foxes will dig their dens out in the middle of an open field up on a hill where they can see, but mostly in the sand. Easy digging. Well, once the coyotes got here, they could dig the foxes out and kill them, which they did. So now the foxes have adapted and changed where they den at. I know where there's a fox den at the base of it goes into a gravel roadbed at the base of a bridge. So it's right along the side of the bridge abutment that goes into the ground. And then you got the big rocks that are in the base of the road. And so the fox can get in there, but the coyote can't. I've seen fox dens in the woods along the river, not out in the open. And the fox population will never get back to the way it was. We have groups up here, 2 or 3 groups that hunt coyotes. And when I lived in southern Iowa, I hunted coyotes down there with those guys. Up here, these guys don't seem to want me in their group, so fuck them. But there are 2 or 3 groups. One group I let hunt because I got my wife's cousin in that group and some local friends that hunt in that group. So I let them come through here and hunt coyotes after deer season, whenever other season closed. Yeah, you want to hunt coyotes? Hunt coyotes. I don't care. One thing about coyotes is you burn a lot of gas for fur that doesn't bring you any money. You gotta like doing it. It's like trapping, man. You gotta like doing it, otherwise you ain't gonna do it because you ain't gonna make any money at it. That's for sure. My brother Phil has adapted to. He uses all killer traps now, 220 conibears, and he just sets for skunks. That's all he sets for. And he'll take 60, 70 skunks a year because he knows where they're denning at, where they're at, and he sets traps. And occasionally he catches coon, so he puts coon up. But skunks is what he's primarily targeting. Why? He gets every skunk, he puts it up, he scrapes it, puts it on the form and dries it, sends it in and gets them all tan. Every fucking one at $15 a piece to tan them, $12, $15 a piece, whatever. I don't even know if he gets a discount for the number that he sends in. But what he does is he goes to a lot of trappers conventions, and I quit doing that several years ago when I started having surgeries. I started going to trappers conventions with him. And now he takes my wife's cousin, Steve, because they're trap collectors. And he sends all those skunks in, gets them tan, takes them to trappers convention, and sells them for $80 a piece. So, yeah, he's making money on skunks. But that's the way you have to do it anymore. You got a doctor's appointment? Sorry. Shift, get healed up, man. You've been sick for a while. You need to get healed up. And if that means you have to stop being on the computer to do that, you're going to have to stop doing that, or on your phone or whatever. But take care of yourself, man. Take care of yourself. I have adjusted since I had 10 inches taken out of my colon and had my ankle refused and had that lipoma taken off my right side. I have adjusted my working habits to working half a day and then coming in the house, taking it easy. I just too much pain, back, shoulder, knee, ankles just kill me. So, especially my back. See you, Cranky. And Chef, take care. See you, gal. Love you. Take care, man. Your favorite meat is antelope, huh? Why is antelope? Antelope doesn't eat much but sagebrush and grasses. I don't understand. And I've also heard that if you shoot one or at one and you wound one and you get it running miles and miles, the adrenaline that flows through that meat makes it almost non-edible. That's what I've heard. Yeah, I had one guy north of town. what was his name? He was a single man. He was gay, as if that makes any difference, but a nice guy. He raised mink for many years. And then when the bottom fell out of the mink market, he went to raising skunks. That man would put on goggles, a respirator. He would crawl into culverts to get skunks. He'd pull them out by the tail, get sprayed. He didn't care. And he always told me pine-scented pine saw was best for taking that smell off. But he didn't want to get blinded. That's why I always wore goggles. And you don't want to breathe it in. That's why he had a mask on. But that man, I got my first baby skunk from him. And I had Peppy for, oh God, I don't know how many years, 10 years. I kept him in the house in my bedroom. And he was box trained and everything. But see, skunks, people don't realize that skunks are nocturnal. They're like raccoons. Time you're going to bed, they're getting up. They want to play. And you have to get them trained to where they're up during the day and then sleeping at night. Otherwise, they're just a pain in the ass. Well, I was living in a trailer in northern Minnesota, logging with another guy. So I had to keep it in my bedroom because we had separate rooms that we could be in. The skunk would crawl up on my bed, lick my ear, lick my nose, be playing. And I finally had enough of it, and I built a cage and I kept him outside. I would feed him out there, water, take him on walks and whatever. And he got really possessive of his food bowl and bit me one day. So that was it for him. He went to the taxidermist. Then that taxidermist went out of business and he sold my skunk, and I don't know where it went to. So I never got my skunk. Sorry, bastard. Oh, I'm sure I got a couple families of fox down here too, but see, I got my father-in-law has 160 acres minus the 3 that we live on because they used to live here. They built a new place closer to town, and we bought this place. So this is where my wife grew up. And we added on to the house. We added on to the garage. I put up a new shed, that kind of stuff. But essentially, there's 180 acres or 160 acres here. 80 acres of it's farmland. 40 on this side, 40 on the other side of the river. There's 80 acres of that small river I told you, the Little Cedar River, and the trees on both sides. So it's about half and half, farmland and river bottom. And I get to play here. I don't own it, but I get to play here. I get to say who hunts here or who doesn't. So I pretty much got the lay of the land. I can go down and cut trees, hunt mushrooms, fish, hunt whatever I want. Right here, I don't have to go anyplace else. I have been to Colorado one time elk hunting. I have not been antelope hunting. That's one of the things I want to do before I die. Is I want to shoot an antelope, and I would like to shoot a mule deer. But mule deer are expensive. I like shooting antelope though, just to have an antelope here. When you're a kid in Iowa and you're reading Sports Afield and what's the other one that was big? The other outdoor magazine, Outdoor Life. That's it. Outdoor Life and Sports Afield, which my stepdad got. Us boys, we bought fur fishing game because he taught us how to trap, and then it took off from there. He would trap fox, and we trapped everything. Your idea of the Western hunt is always 3 animals. It's elk, mule deer, and pronghorn antelope. Your Alaskan hunt is always moose and grizzly bear or brown bear. Polar bear if you're a rich man. But, caribou and that kind of stuff, that's Alaska hunting. Black bear, you go to Alaska, but they're closer here in Minnesota. You get a tag. I've shot 2 in Minnesota, so Um, yeah, I'd like to shoot a moose. I wouldn't mind shooting a grizzly. I don't have a big wish for that, but a moose, yes. Reindeer, caribou. I would like to shoot a caribou. I don't care if it's mountain or lowland. I don't really care. Just I'd like to have a set of horns on a wall. But I think pronghorn is probably doable for me. I think I can probably hunt pronghorn. I know that takes some walking, and I'm not a walker anymore because of my ankle. But eh, I can crawl. I can still crawl with the best of them. I can walk a ways yet. I mean, I did for that elk. We were climbing up 8,000 feet and down 8,000 feet, and yeah. So we walked a couple miles back in. You got a glass for elk and call. So I made it that I made that. So I think I could do a pronghorn. Just a nice pronghorn with it comes in like that with some nice cutters on. You know what I mean? Nice cutters. But yeah, people love baby skunks, especially if they're descended. Yeah, they're just like, oh, they're so cute. They're cute little shits, and they box train easily, just like a cat. They eat cat food, and they're nice little critters, man. But you got to spend time with them. They're like ferrets. Great little critters. But moose meat to me is large grain, dark beef, basically. I think black bear and beaver are my two favorite meats. Black bear for sure. Beaver tastes a lot like it. Not bad. Um, and then elk after that. I like elk, but I have a neighbor up here, right? I mean, 2 miles away. He used to raise elk, Bob Hankey. Um, Bought and sold. And then when the CWD came in, he got out of elk, and he had some health problems too. He had a stroke and whatever. But his brother Randy, who lives another mile up the road, so that'd be 3-4 miles, 3.5 miles for me. I went to school with Randy. Randy was in my grade. His wife, Mary, was a year younger, 2 years younger. She went to vet school. She's a veterinarian because when Bob got quit raised, they were both raising elk at the same time, but Randy bought his parents' place up there, and he's got high fences and stuff all around, and he still raises elk. So if he gets an elk that goes down or has to be put down for whatever reason, not health reasons, but for like a broken leg or a broken back or something, has to put one down. I go up there and I get fresh elk meat, man. I bought the last elk I bought from him was I bought a hind quarter from a young cow that had her back broken by a bull when he was trying to breed, and she broke her back, so I had to put her down. So I got a quarter, and I'm still eating on it. I think that was a couple years ago, yeah, whatever. But I do like elk, so and I got elk. That's plus the elk I shot in 2019. So yeah, I got plenty of elk meat, but yes, I love black bear meat especially. They say that brown bear is also just as good as black bear, unless they've been feeding on fish. If they've been feeding on fish, then they taste like fish. That's what I've heard. Emo, tell me if that is true. If that's the if that is true or not. I can believe that would be true. I can believe that would be, especially in the fall when they're putting away tons and tons of salmon. I can see how they would taste like a fish. But I guess mountain grizzlies, I would assume, taste much the same as black bear. Mrs. Coin Crew, you live someplace where you can get deer meat. What else you got up there? You got whitetail. You probably could get some moose if you wanted to up in Michigan. They probably have a draw up there. Might be a lifetime draw like Minnesota or Wisconsin. You can get drawn once, but only once in your life for moose. And I think you have to be a resident. Maybe they have one non-resident license a year, maybe one, but that's draw also. Some states are like that. But you got plenty of deer up there, Mrs. Coin Crew. Yes, and you have bears too. That's right. You have black bear. Um, the meat is absolutely delicious on black bear. Absolutely delicious. I'm thinking brown bear, grizzlies, mountain grizzlies would be good tasting, like a black bear, because they have a varied diet. You know, they're omnivores, so they're eating berries, they're eating live stuff. They're carrion eaters, so they'll eat carrion if they can get it. They'll kill fresh meat, um, usually little stuff like ground squirrels and moles and mice and that shit, but sometimes bigger stuff. You know, they'll eat fawns. They'll eat bigger deer too if it's injured and they can take it down. And I don't think they get a lot of fish, so I think they would taste a lot like black bear, in my opinion. But why not? Why don't you shoot things? You can go out and shoot targets. Get familiar with handguns. Get familiar with rifles. Go out to a range. Shoot. Get familiar with guns. I have a sad feeling you're going to need to in the future. But hey, that's just me. Don't take it from me. I have everything from a 338 Win Mag down to a 22, and everything just about in between. I have a 338 Win Mag for big shit. What I usually hunt with, bigger stuff, elk and bear. Well, my black bears, first one I shot with a shotgun slug, 12 gauge shotgun slug. The second one I shot with my 480 Ruger handgun. I have a 480 and a Ruger Red Hawk with a 9.5-inch barrel. And the bear was only 8 yards away anyway, so what the hell. But what I normally hunt with, bigger stuff, moose, elk, that kind of stuff, with my 7mm rim mag. If I ever had to get another 7mm and I had to start all over, it would be a 7mm PRC, probably, more than likely. 7mm PRC. But then I have 6mm, 244, 243, 22, 250, 220 Swift, a lot of Predator stuff. 220 Swift, 22, 250, 17, centerfire, a few 22 long rifles, 9mm carbine, a PCC, a Ruger PCC, 9mm. I could get one in 10mm too. I should probably. But I don't have any 10mm handguns yet. There's a 357 Zastava. Looks like a K-frame Smith & Wesson for $350. I think I'm going to buy that. They're used police pistols from Romania or someplace. I think I'm going to buy one. But anyway, I don't know. No, I think pronghorn would be absolutely doable. but I don't think I would. I could take the 7mm, but I think that's a little bit big for pronghorn. Take the 6mm, the 244. That would be okay. I think 27 caliber is just a little big. I think, well, be a toss up between 244 and a 7mm. The 6mm and the 7mm. Be a toss up. Probably take the 7mm because I know that gun better. I know that gun better. So I do have 30-06s and 308s, but I think that's a little big for antelope. I don't know. I could take no, I don't want to. How about a 303 British? No, even that's too big. God, that's too big too. 7.62 by 39. That's too big. That's a 30 cal. So I don't know. Probably take a 7mm. I don't have a 270 because I think that's just an underpowered 7mm, in my opinion. But especially because I have the Magnum. I don't have the 08 7mm 08 or the regular 7mm. I got the Mag, so I think I would rather have that. Got more range on that one. Got more range on that one. A little flatter shooting, but I don't know. Some people swear by that 7mm 08. I just never have. Never had one. The 243, yeah. Well, see, 243 6mm. See, 243 is a .243 6mm. Actual 6mm is a .244. So yeah, 243 is a good gun. I got one. I just don't use it for hunting much because my stepdad used to use his 243. He had a oh god, featherweight. What did he have? Yeah, M70. Before it was called M70. I don't know. Can't remember anymore. Can't remember. I'll sit here and think about it. But he hunted fox with a 243, and I saw what a 243 would do to a red fox. And a red fox, it's only what 15 pounds at the most, 12, 15 pounds. And at the time, they weren't keeping them for fur; they were just turning them in for bounty. Well, then it became a fur-bearing animal, and the fur started to be worth something. I saw what a 243 did to fur on a red fox. Not the best with the bullets that he was using. And bullet selection back then wasn't the best either. I mean, when you're tearing big holes in fur, it's just not good. So they needed to change their bullet selection if they were going to use a 243. You'd have to go to a jacketed bullet a solid nose bullet. You'd have to have a solid bullet. But then they made it illegal to hunt with solid nose bullets. You can't hunt. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. It's just astronomically stupid, some of the laws. But the bullet selection has gotten better. So I think you could get a bullet that doesn't expand as much, quote unquote, as much. Because you can't hunt with a bullet that doesn't expand, but you can hunt with a bullet that expands very little. Oh, God, the fucking idiocy within the bureaucracy of the conservation departments is just astronomical. Anyway, I think you could make the case for using a 244 on fox and coyotes again, with proper bullet selection, and it wouldn't do near as much damage to fur. So 243 with a good expanding bullet on antelope yes, that would work. That would work good. I can see that. And you like the 308. I was a 308 fan until a few years ago when I got that 7mm. I have shot a white-tailed deer at 400 yards with that 308. I only had to elevate above its shoulder a foot, and I had to elevate into or adjust into the wind about 8 inches. That's about it. So if you're going to hit the middle of the rib cage, you're up above the back on a deer about 6 to 8 inches, and the wind, you'd be right at the base of the neck, top of the neck, someplace. It wasn't a bad shot. It wasn't a bad shot. Hey, freaking awesome is here. You got shit to do, Emo, and I gotta go vote. So I hate to do this to you, freaking. I can sit here and talk for another 4 or 5 minutes. Then it'll be an hour and a half, and I want to go vote. Mrs. Coin Crew, you need to shoot shit. You need to get outside, walk in the woods, go squirrel hunting for maybe rabbits or squirrels with a 22 rifle. Would be the best thing to start with. And then you have meat also you can put in the crock pot. Yes, but you have to clean it. Yes, you got to take the fur off. You got to cut the feet off, the head off. You got to take the guts out, and you got to take it in and wash it, cut it up, put it in the crock pot, season it. It's not as difficult as it seems. It's not as difficult as it seems. And then you can become more self-sufficient that way. I'm sure you got friends that have some country property you could go out and hunt rabbits or squirrels on. I'm sure you could. Oh my God, you could do it that you really enjoy doing. Yes, animals are cute. Animals were put here for you to eat. And without proper regulation, populations become overpopulated. Too many for a certain area to support for food. They get sick, they die off. So you're actually helping maintain a healthy population by hunting them, actually. And that's what the DNR is supposed to do for us, is to monitor populations and to set limits and seasons to maintain a very healthy and vibrant population of those animals. Most of the time, they don't know what the fuck they're doing, but, I know how many deer I got down here. I know how many turkey are down here. I know how many otters come up and down the river. I know how much this land can support. That's why I go out and kill a deer every year. I don't kill a buck. I try not to. I try to kill a doe. Why do I kill does? Well, for one thing, the meat tastes better than a rutting old buck. But it also takes at least one more deer out of the population every year. So not only that doe, but the fawn she's going to have next year, the fawn she's going to have the year after that, and that fawn's going to have a fawn, and on and on and on. So I try to take a doe every year if I can, just to maintain the numbers. Anyway, a really good buck to doe ratio would be 1 buck to every 2 or 3 does. We don't have that. We have 1 buck to every 20 does around here. So I try not to kill the bucks. I try to kill the does. 1 buck will only breed 3, 4 does during a breeding cycle. He won't breed 20 like a lot of people think. He won't go from doe to doe to doe. Once he locks down a doe and she's hot, he will continue to follow her until she's ready to breed. That may take a week or two. So, I mean, there's been scientific studies done. Okay, freaking. Well, just saying. Oh, and then OC just comes in and says, "Good morning." OC, we've been on the air for an hour and a half already. Did you see what here? I'm going to show you guys. Before you guys leave, this is what I got for gag Christmas presents. I got some wire. I got some double-sided tape. And then I got these. And you do see that word up there, up at the top, right there. You see that? It says inert, just in case people think it's a real mine. It's not. These are gag gifts you put out by your front door, and you stick the wires in here, and you stick the wires up underneath your doorbell ringer. And if you know anything about Claymore mines, if you push that dinger, it explodes. Well, whatever. But normally you've got a clacker on them. But you can also put non-electric fuse on here. That also works. You can use dead cord or whatever for pranking devices. But I thought they were cool. Anybody who's been in the military knows what a claymore is. And if you stick this on your door, about chest high, and then you run the wires from here up underneath that doorbell, they're going to think twice about hitting that doorbell, I think. I thought it was funny. I got 4 of them. Just for the veterans in my life, I'm going to put one on my front door, and I'm going to give a couple of them away for gag Christmas presents. I thought they were funny. Yeah, okay. I spent $45 or $48 for 4 fucking pieces of plastic, but you know what? I could sell a copper wire. Anyway, that I saw those. I had to have them. And you know what? There's a gnome, a garden gnome, little garden gnome that has a claymore. He's holding it in front of his chest. I want one of them too, just to put it outside my door, just to have it. Put it in the flower garden right outside the door out there. So I thought those were funny also. All right, guys. I'm going to put these over here. We got more packages coming this week from, I think we got one coming from Coin Crew. And I think we got one coming from Durban also. I don't know if I have anything coming from anybody else. Because I got Tuli, I got Gold Side Farmer, I got Bait the Hook. So I don't know when Gremlin's going to send her package. I got one coming from Meg. And I got one coming from Adam J yet. I don't know who else I got packages coming from, but some of those should be here this week. I know Coin Cruise will probably be here this week because Mrs. Coin Crew is very, very good with her shipping. The same as Diane's Cabin, Diane Durbin. Very good with her shipping. Very prompt. Love it. Every week. Just love it. Last Coin Crew auction, I was doing something. Oh, I had a gathering of the guys. Some of the vets from around here, we get together. And we had chili, watch football game, cinnamon roll, chili. What else do we have? Oh, man. Nuts and candy bars and anybody wanted to drink, they could drink. I brought a case of non-alcoholic beer, and that's what I drank all night. I don't know what the other guys are drinking. I think one guy was drinking some flavored water. The other guy that I think had a drinking problem that I said something to, he drank non-alcoholic beer all night. We finished off one 12-pack. I told him I'm going to leave the other 12-pack for you. So you have it here. And so hopefully he's going to try quitting his drinking, because him and his wife ain't doing real good right now. And they're both on their second marriage, and it ain't working out. So I think part of the problem is that he drinks a little bit too much, and part of the problem is he's got a little PTSD, and you don't want to surprise him when he's sleeping. And she did one night, and I think he hit her, but it wasn't because he wanted to. It was because she just surprised him when he was in bed sleeping. So I don't know. It's not looking good for either one of them. All right, guys, I'm going to end this one. We're at 3:36. See how time flies when you're just bullshitting, talking to people? All right, I got to go vote, man. And I got to run to town to the courthouse and give them some money. So we'll see you all in the next one when I get another package. But remember, what the hell was my thumbnail today? Did I even put up a thumbnail? I don't know. Go vote. Go vote, man. Otherwise, you won't get to do this. And you'll have to do this. So let's go vote, man. Let's get it done. We'll see you. Okay, OC. I will. Very good. Get her done. Thanks for reminding me. Always remind me. This old head ain't real good anymore. See you later, man. See ya.